We need to talk about John Oliver and his entire HBO segment this week on Last Week Tonight, where he devoted a full episode to defending transgender athletes and mocking what he called the right's absolute fixation on the issue. Now, Oliver seems to think he's the modern-day Walter Cronkite, self-appointing himself as the final judge on whether biological males should be allowed to compete in women's sports. And predictably, he rolled out the same tired arguments we always hear from the far left. It's only a small number of people. Who are they really hurting? He claimed he couldn't find real studies proving unfairness, but didn't stop for a second to question why that might be. Maybe it's because the entire scientific publishing world has been hijacked by ideological gatekeepers who won't dare publish findings that go against their narrative. And let's be honest, we don't need studies to tell us what we can see with our own eyes. It's absurd. On Riley Gaines, Oliver mocked Riley Gaines, the collegiate swimmer who tied with Leah Thomas in the 200 freestyle. He laughed it off, saying, well, they tied, and the trophies were identical. Then he took it a step further, suggesting Riley should thank Leah Thomas, because Riley went on to become an activist and speaker. That's like saying, what's Denise Brown complaining about? Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered, and now she's a famous advocate for domestic abuse. Seriously, John? F*** off. Just because Riley Gaines turned tragedy into purpose doesn't mean what happened to her was okay. She had to undress in a locker room with a fully intact male athlete, then watch him take medals meant for women. That's the story, and it matters. On physical advantage, Oliver spent time denying any physical advantage, saying men aren't stronger than women. That might be true if John Oliver himself is the athlete in question. But guess what? Out in the real world, there are plenty of biological males who go through puberty, gain muscle, and dominate the competition. Maybe not in your mirror, John, but they're everywhere. On Peyton McNabb. Then he went after Peyton McNabb, a high school volleyball player who suffered permanent injuries after being hit in the face by a ball spiked by a trans athlete. Peyton's been on our show. She's bravely testified at the state level. She even attended a State of a Union-style speech as Melania Trump's guest. And how did Oliver respond? He downplayed it. Sure, she got a concussion, he said, but she went on to play softball and did fine. That's like looking at someone who survived a car crash and saying, well, you seem okay now. What's the big deal? No, John, she didn't just get a concussion. She blacked out, suffered partial paralysis, vision problems, anxiety, and a long depressive episode. She had to wear special glasses and get classroom accommodations. You left all of that out. And yet, here's this elitist millionaire smugly sitting behind a desk, telling a young woman her trauma isn't real because she found the strength to keep going. Shame on you. On ignored incidents. And let's talk about what Oliver didn't mention. He didn't bring up the Massachusetts girl who had her teeth knocked out by a male field hockey player. He ignored the injured basketball players. He said nothing about women's rugby being taken over by biological men, one of the most dangerous contact sports for women. And when it came to Connecticut's female track athletes, who lost to trans runners who just competed as boys the previous season, his response, well, they didn't lose every race. Really? That's your standard? That's like telling a cyclist competing against a doper, well, you beat them once, so stop whining. It completely misses the point. The contest itself is rigged. The rules are unfair from the start. Final word. John Oliver, you don't know what you're talking about. You cherry-pick facts, ignore the victims, and mock anyone who challenges your narrative. All for what? Applause from the woke crowd? Well, go ahead. Keep cashing in your virtue signaling points. But remember, real people are being hurt. Real girls are losing opportunities, and the American public sees it. That's why you'll keep losing, election after election, because the truth is on our side. And until you're ready to deal in facts, not feelings, maybe it's time you just shut up